Bodybuilding with cystic fibrosis. I'm going to try and keep this short, but there's a lot of information to pack in here. Few people, it always gets back to people gossiping and stuff, but some people like to make out as though bodybuilding with CF isn't a big deal. Anyone who knows the basics of bodybuilding, you obviously have to eat small nutritious meals, get high calorie surplus, train 5 or 6 days a week, and get at least 8 hours sleep a night. Constantly, you know, you need strong immune system and everything, and to progress basically as quickly as possible you need a strong, efficient body. Well, with cystic fibrosis we all basically suffocate to death from the day we're born till the day we die. Our job is to hold off a double lung transplant for as long as we can. The average life expectancy is 37 years old in the UK. I'm currently 28, so you know, I have a 50% lung function right now, and so I'm not breathing with one lung, but I'm breathing at half the rate a normal person would, and this puts more strain on your heart because obviously it has to work overtime to pump the blood in around the body and oxygenate the muscles and everything. And obviously you understand when you're training hard your muscles need oxygen, so this makes training for someone with CF very, very hard. It makes cardio, everything, extremely difficult. It can be very painful, your lungs hurt. Our lungs basically slowly destroy themselves and shrivel up. They turn black with chronic lung infections. We cough up blood. When it comes to the day, if we ever need a double lung transplant, they basically, if you're lucky enough to survive to that point, or you pass all the tests for them to say that you can have one, which we're never guaranteed, they cut you in half. Well, they cut you along here, take your old lungs out and put in new ones. I've spent about 2 years in hospital. I need to take medication, dozens of tablets every day. I have to take medication with each meal to help me break down my fat because my pancreas can't do that. If I forget tablets with one of these meals, I'm in agony for days, as other CFers will know. Our pancreas doesn't produce the enzymes to break down fat, and that's just one tablet that I take. I take dozens of others a day. We're malnourished. We spend our whole lives malnourished, so you combine that with bodybuilding. You combine not being able to break down your food with bodybuilding, getting too much protein, having blocked bowels, not being able to shit for days. Compare that with bodybuilding. Also, most of us are insomniacs, and you grow when you sleep. We don't sleep enough. I spend as much time trying to sleep as I do actually sleeping. A lot of us need oxygen just to be able to wind down, to get into a quality state of sleep. Like I said, yeah, we slowly suffocate. We suffer aches and pains in every day, ways you couldn't imagine. I know there's conditions as worse and just as bad out there, but just because we don't complain about it doesn't mean it's not there. What else? Yeah, we suffer from fatigue all the time, tired. You know, we have arthritis and osteoporosis, and obviously they're going to make bodybuilding even harder. You know, we have brittle bodies. Our digestive system doesn't work. Our medication that we take slowly destroys our kidneys and our lungs. Our liver. Through processing them and everything, you know, the side effects are very harsh on our digestive system. So yeah, my body is always in a starved state, always, even no matter what we're doing, and we're always slowly suffocating as well, like I said. So yeah, I've had various operations. I've had a blood clot in my chest. I got that put in when I was awake. I was out of action for months because of blood thinning treatment and everything, you know. I've had 2 operations there, which weren't serious. I used to have my IVs through there for 13 years, all my injections and everything. Spent 2 years in hospital. I used to get tube fed here for at least 5 years every night to try and help me put weight on. We all grow up, we hit puberty late, we have malnourished bodies, and so we start at a very, very, very smaller rate than a normal average person would when they start bodybuilding. My whole arm when I started was literally the width of my wrist You can't tell how skinny it is on camera, but my whole arm was the same width the whole way up, literally. That my arm was that skinny there, and yeah, so trying to get in all those meals, we would need to do that even if you weren't training, just to stay at a healthy body weight. We struggle to do, even without trying to add muscle mass. So adding muscle mass is incredibly difficult for us. It's taken me 9 years to get to where I am. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud it's taken me so long, because it's proven how hard I've worked to get there. Anyone who's ever tried to take that away from me doesn't know jack shit about my life, my situation, how hard I've worked. Anyone who would put it down to luck or other things being given or granted to me clearly knows nothing about cystic fibrosis or about my life. And I think if you're one of those people, you're a very sad individual. Unfortunately, a lot of people like to see you losing, they don't like to see you winning. People kiss your ass to your face, but then slag you off behind your back. You find out when you're doing well who's there for you just as much as when you're not doing well. So yeah, back to the whole CF thing. Well, so there's so many things I could mention, you know. I can't have children. Few people with CF can have kids, but a lot of us can't produce a sperm. You know, that's not directly linked to training, obviously, but it's still something else we have to deal with. Our bodies don't work in any way whatsoever. So when you're trying to bodybuild and improve your physique, it is so difficult, you know. So this video is for people who maybe didn't know how hard it can be. And yeah, I cough up blood. I have nasal treatments. I usually have like a little nosebleed most mornings. My sense of smell is pretty much dead. Some of the medication I take, tobramycin, that slowly makes us deaf. So I'm also slowly losing that. Our eyesight and everything can be crap because we're vitamin A deficient, we're vitamin everything fucking deficient. And luckily for me, I'm one of the better cases. Like I said, just because I don't fucking talk about how I suffer all the time doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I've been waiting 1 year to get this out for an operation. It's, fingers crossed, it's going to be a simple procedure. Like I said, 30 plus tablets a day, breathing treatments, which I used to do 40 minutes on a breathing machine every day, inhalers, everything you could imagine in your inner body with cystic fibrosis is affected. There's 1,000 different kinds. I have double delta F508. It's the most common. So yeah, I'm gonna pack my things up now, and I'll be posting another video soon. Thank you everybody for watching, and don't ever fucking give up doing what you're doing just because of a few people chatting shit. This isn't a haters video, so I don't want anyone responding saying, oh, you know, ignore the haters, blah blah blah. This isn't for those people, right? This is to inform people who maybe don't understand how harsh CF can be. Okay? Check back with me soon. Goodbye.